Chase, well, you did it. You won. Talk me through your matches and what was your planning, and why did you pick Zerg during this finals?
Well,
How
first,
was your matches?
I hate PvP. I played Zerg, but actually I only played Zerg against Protoss. That's just, I can't play ZVT or ZVZ. But I did that because, I don't know, I hate PvP. So then I didn't. I looked at the brackets, I noticed he beat both other Masters players undefeatedly. And then, so I knew they probably went Master Roach, so I wanted to change it up a little bit and go Muta. That was my plan. The interview, finish 1-1.
Now, in that last game, or previous to this one, not the last one,
Yeah.
but the previous one you BM just a little bit. Why did you BM?
Oh, it's just fun. But I did forget my Overlord. That it was over. The game was over right when I forgot the Overlord.
Okay, and you did a really quick hatch too, which I
I
thought
did a
was
10 hatch because I didn't know what else to do. I was just like, whatever, let's try it. And he cannoned it. I almost stopped it, but
yeah. Well, cannons are very hard to do. Now on this final game, I did notice that he did attempt to somehow block you in with pylons, which kind of a weird way of doing it. Now that map is very hard to fast forward to command for toss as well. Did you know that that map was hard going into that match?
yeah, I knew he was gonna try to, and I knew he can wall completely like maps with ramps. So I was just gonna 10 pull just because it doesn't get you far behind. But I know I would kill his forge and stuff, so he'd be stay on one base, and I could just expand out of it, and I would be ahead. But I didn't expect him to cheese me, but it's whatever. He did it the bad way. He could have put the cannon, just pylon cannons behind outside the ramp.
Mm-hmm.
Then I could have ran by, but really,
What I figured he was going to do, or what I do on, or what I did on this map, and I'm not a platinum or diamond or anything like that, but it seemed to work on ladder. What I used to do is I put a cannon right close, or sorry, a pylon, in kind of like in the middle line where your natural would go, your second base, sorry,
yeah.
and then I would put two cannons right in front. So basically, it could actually reach up to where the drones are, and actually, I would be very successful in doing that.
I could see that, but I wouldn't have let that happen. So, plus I had Link stuck in my base because I made more than 6 Links to attack with, but he blocked me, so I couldn't run out with them. So I
Yeah,
had extra Links. So if he were to do that, I would have just killed it with the
I
Queen and
think I
Link.
think the mistake he made that game is he invested way too much into trying to block you in. Like the pylons, I don't disagree with the pylons. I mean that would have been a good way to delay you. But I disagreed with him putting up like what was it, like two or three cannons
And a
and
gateway.
a gateway and more pylons. So it felt like I knew. I said, well, once you take those out, it's gonna be like it's gonna. He's already going to be behind as it was. So I didn't think that there was much of a chance, that
Yeah.
he could do it. But hey, is there your second race or what?
Well, yeah. I guess I used to play. I played Protoss, and then I switched to Zerg. And I got up to Diamond with it again, like High Diamond, fighting Master people with both races. But and then I stopped playing Zerg because I hate ZVZ worse than I hate PvP.
Okay.
But when like in these tournaments, sometimes I'll just play like against Protoss. I'll play Zerg, and then every other matchup is I just play
So you're more of a random player?
kind of. I just my parents pretty like platinum level, which is not that great, so I need to work on that. And I could be, but yeah.
Okay. Well, just I think like for your playham, you might want to update it for random if you're going random, just because it could mess up like when you're in tournaments enough. Because
Yeah,
I'm not saying all tournament holders will hold you to one race. I mean, it didn't matter to me as long as the other guy was okay with it. But usually playham are very sticky.
yeah.
Some of those tournament holders, right?
I
So.
asked an administrator of the Playham Daily, like even the ones for money, and he actually told me that I was allowed to switch races during a tournament as long as it wasn't in the best of 3 series. Like if you win one game then switch a race, that's yeah. because
Yeah,
you
so
can't.
me like before the series starts. That's
Yeah,
what.
and that's what I did.
Okay.
Like,
All right, cool. Well, hey, I learned something too. Hey, congratulations. I hate Zerk myself, so I kind of was hoping for the other guy. No offense, but I just hate Zerk. Just because of mutas. They just, they wreck your day, and your muta play was great. The way you handle your mutas, like you just, and that base race he did, I
yeah,
knew. And the one big mistake he did make was when he tried to storm your mutas, and he ended up storming his own stalkers. I was
yeah,
like, okay.
yeah. When I'm behind in any way, like on that game, like I wasn't gonna engage his army. I wasn't planning on it ever. So
But
I was
mutas
just
are very good to harass, so they're a
yeah.
very
Well,
good tool,
I'm
right?
feeling- I had roaches like to early pressure with that failed, and then I still had them, but I went mutiling-ish, and I had the Nidus networks just so I could just buy his army when he attacks me. I'll attack him with a Nidus counter. And I just base raced him, and I knew I would win because I could build like 50 spawns like I did. And I had a Nidus farm I could put everywhere on the map. He has buildings, and I could transfer drones through them and make hatcheries.
Well, good win for you, and I hope you enjoyed the tourney, and I hope you enjoyed yourself as well.
Yeah.
Um, it was a very good a very good match, and you definitely did. Oh, just get out of that chat there. Sorry, got you into a wrong chat. But yeah, you did good, and your mutas, you did the right thing. You just took out his pylons. You kept him on the defense, and he just, it's very hard to catch mutas, even with blink stalkers. It's
Yep. Blink Stalker, I don't go Blink. I honestly
Blink
against Muta.
stalkers do work, but the only thing is like mutas can come in, take out some probes and go back out. Like they're just so quick. Even with the blink stalkers, it's very hard to catch the muta. So
I I open one Stargate every game against Nurgat's Protoss because I build one Void Ray so I can get my third fast, and for some reason that they mass roach, it can just doesn't it can just kill everything without the Void with the Void Ray attacking anyway. But the most Zergs don't want to because you also take map control with the Void Rays. And then I pump out Phoenixes after Void Rays just so if they get mutas, I can get the Flea Beacon and get the +2 range, and I can just out micro mutas.
So, like, because I only seen the fleet, the extra range used once in the pro game. Is it actually, like, viable?
A pro game, maybe at the pro level, it's not diamond, maybe mid masters. It works because they'll fly on their mutas and they can't run from Phoenix. They're faster and they have a higher range if you get the upgrade.
Hmm.
And they're good against mutas because they do extra damage versus light units. So you'll kill them. And then later, you might have like Phoenix, but they also pick up infestors in the late game compositions, which are vital to like Mothership, Broodlord, and all that crap. So you can pick up their infestors. And also, they're not that good against corruptors, but they can do meat shields.
Yeah, the one game I saw, it was Rightwalk that used it. And that was the very first time I seen the Phoenix upgrade ever used, to be honest with you. I've
Yeah.
never seen it used in any other pro game since. He ended up losing that game too, I think, but it was kind of funny because, I don't know, Phoenixes are weird to micro. They're very weird units.
Yeah.
And those meters, like, they got that Constitution Glaive, so it don't just hit one unit, it hits multiple units, so
Yeah.
that makes it a little harder. But good win.
Muta's best units are, I think, you can win with them no matter what they have, because if you base trade, you just win. You can win even if they have the best composition they can.
Yeah,
Unless
because
they're the best unit.
meters just empower everything. Like, we go after the pylons first, and
You can
then
target the side core and they can't warp in any more stalkers, then you, most of the times, you can actually have more mutas than they have stalkers, and you can actually just win like that.
yeah, yeah. So how many bases you exactly need to support mutas? Like more than two generally?
3 is just the number I use mostly. I get a 4th, but you can get a lot of mutas fast on 3 bases.
Okay. Yeah, you'd have to get your gas early too, because they're gas heavy, right?
Yeah, you just get 6 gases total, and you just keep pumping mutas, and then you keep droning. Like I over drone hard just so I can make mass spine crawlers when the base trade comes because I know it's going to come. That's
Well, congratulations. Hopefully you'll enter another one in the future. And you won, I don't know how many points it was, because Playhim just went away on me.
yeah, it always.
I think it's like 80 points. But, hey, that's 80 points. Have you ever won any money on Playhim?
Yes, I did. I won the diamond level tournament one.
Okay, that's like, what, $7 or...
Yeah, and then they take some, but yeah, it's not that much, but it was just for fun.
I think you have to enter the $75 one. Do you have to be a master to enter that one, or
you can join at anything, but you're gonna lose.
Yeah.
I tried that and I kind of got destroyed. But
I've seen some masters in that have. I saw this one master turn. I used to watch constantly in stream, and he used to be in that one all the time. He'd be in it every day. I don't think I ever saw him win it, but it's a hard one. But congratulations. Who do you find the hardest race to play? Do you find Terran, Toss, or?
Terran is the hardest race to play in my opinion. After you learn inject timings and just Zerg in general, it's not that hard. Protoss, everyone says it's the easiest race and you can move one A command, but it's not the case. Force fields and Storm is like a must. And some matchups like versus Terran, so but yeah, Terran I think is the hardest matchup.
Okay.
Or the hardest race to play.
Yeah, well, I think Terran is hard to play, but I mean, like, playing against the race, what's the hardest you find? Who's the race you find playing against the hardest?
Terran, because they can drop in, like my Protoss styles, mostly Zealots or Zealots or whatever, and they can drop, and then you can't really kill the medevacs. So.
Yeah, sure. Medevacs can be annoying, and their drops can be annoying too.
And their cheese. Like, I don't like 1-1-1s either. But I DT rush them, and then I force a base race, and then I Orban DTs, and since they lift their command center, I just keep a unit under it, and they can't scan, so that's how, unless they get a Raven. There's like a small chance if they do get a Raven, they win, but if they don't, they lose. So.
Well, I think once HOTS comes out, they're going to have to get a Raven. It's going to force Terran to get a Raven. Just like we're going to have like Protoss going to have an OBS, and Zerg's going to have an overseer. I mean, each race is going to have that cloak detection, because, I mean, Zerg's got that stupid unit. What is it? That burrows underneath ground, the swarm host. That's annoying.
Terran has those little things that lock on.
Yeah, they're mines. They're like spider mines, but you can't see them. So, and when they latch on, they do splash as well, which is going to be very powerful. But I think like, the way I look at HOTS right now, like, they haven't really understood what to do. That's why it's been delayed so many times.
Yeah.
Because that Viper, it just makes any unit useless. Like, forget Colossus. I mean, they're just useless unit. After when that Viper got that abduct, you just pull it right to it.
Even forward.
Yeah, like, yeah, that's why I've delayed it so many times, right? And all the Viper needs to do is go onto a building and to get some of his energy back, and that can go on an extractor, and a Zerg extractor is only 25 minerals, so why would they bother? That wouldn't care to them if they lost an extractor. Yeah. So I really don't know, but I think HOTS is going to be a while before it comes out, because they just don't know themselves what they're doing. But it'll be unpolished, just like D3.
Yeah.
Congratulations.